Picture this. You sit down at your desk, open your laptop, and instead of staring at a blank page, you are looking at a live production board. New video ideas are appearing. Scripts are moving from research to draft to ready to film. Short clips are spinning off in the background. And you did not type a single clever prompt to start it. Somewhere, inside a code editor, a swarm of AI agents is acting like your entire content team. Researcher, strategist, copywriter, project manager, all rolled into one invisible factory. This is not a pitch deck fantasy. One creator, Ethan Nelson, has already built this on top of Claude Code and something called Model Context Protocols. His setup has quietly sold over $200,000 worth of AI systems in the last year, powered by a content factory that never stares at a blinking cursor. But here is the part nobody tells you. The real breakthrough is not a smarter chatbot. It is an AI that can decide what to do next, pull in tools, and run for hours like a junior producer who never sleeps. Most people still treat AI like a smarter search box. You ask a question, it spits out an answer, and the relationship ends there. That mindset collapses once models can plan, break big goals into subtasks, call external tools, and coordinate the whole process. Think less chatbot and more junior producer who can research, draft, revise, and publish while you just watch the metrics. And here is the pattern break. Once you see AI as an agent, not a toy, you stop prompting and start orchestrating. Ethan's Claude Code setup shows what this orchestration looks like in the wild. Built with multiple model context protocols, his system behaves like a full stack content team. One layer hunts for trends across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Another analyzes outlier videos that outperform a channel's average. A third reverse engineers hooks, titles, and story structures from transcripts. In a minute, you will see how those agents plug into his personal notes and books, so the machine actually sounds like him. Let us walk through the Content Factory blueprint. Every piece starts as a vague hunch, like, I should talk about AI agents, or a half-baked hook from a shower thought. Claude Code turns that hunch into a factory line. At the top sits a coordination layer. Claude asks what idea you want to tackle, then fans that request out to a swarm of specialists, from trend research to script structure to hook generation. End to end. It feels less like chatting with a model and more like running a production pipeline. Here's why this matters for you. A single one-line prompt can become a long-form video script, a newsletter draft, and multiple short-form variants for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube without you ever touching a blank page. But human control stays central by design. Ethan is not replaced. He is promoted. He acts as strategist and editor, not typist. He approves angles, checks research, punches up hooks, and gives final sign-off before anything moves into ready-to-film status. Under that orchestrator sit three primary layers. First, the research layer. Agents wired through model context protocols pull trending videos, titles, and hooks from YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. They flag outliers that overperform a channel's baseline, extract transcripts, and analyze hook duration, emotional triggers, and formats like questions, bold statements, or contrarian takes. All of this gets logged into a content intelligence vault with performance notes like, here is why it works, and here is the formula. Next comes the content creation layer. Script structure and copywriting agents turn those patterns into new material using frameworks like problem, agitate, solution, and attention, interest, desire, action. A separate vibe marketing agent enforces tone, pacing, and brand voice across long and short formats. But here is the twist that separates this from generic AI sludge. A personal context layer reaches into Ethan's Notion and Redwise databases, pulling his book highlights, voice notes, and past scripts so everything still sounds like him. Think about the pain this removes. No more endless tab hopping between YouTube Studio, TikTok search, and scattered notes. Ethan's automated intelligence swarm does the grunt research before he writes a single line. A trends research agent monitors what is spiking right now and rips out titles, hooks, formats, and durations. Alongside it, a YouTube analytics agent hunts for statistical outliers, scanning view counts, growth velocity, hook length, and topic angle. This changes who gets to compete in content, because now one person can see what used to require a whole team. Those agents do not just surface links. They reverse engineer success. Each high-performing clip gets broken into structured data, like hook transcript, emotional trigger, hook type, platform, and a quality ranking based on engagement. Over time, the Content Intelligence Vault becomes a living library of proven hooks, titles, and formats sourced from across the internet, not just one creator's intuition. In a moment, we will see how this vault turns a blank page into a stack of battle-tested patterns ready to remix for your niche. Now, let us talk about Soul, because that is where most AI content systems fall apart. Ethan's answer is that personal context layer. Through Redwise, every Kindle highlight from books like Superintelligence, your next 5 moves and think on these things lands in Notion with rich metadata. Claude Code, via Model Context Protocol connectors, can search thousands of quotes on demand. When a script needs a metaphor about discipline or uncertainty, it pulls a real passage from a real book instead of hallucinating a fake guru quote. Parallel to that, Ethan maintains a notes database populated by voice memos. Every shower thought about AI agents, audience psychology, or solopreneur burnout becomes a discrete record. Agents mine this for recurring themes, so the system orients around what he actually obsesses over, not just what a platform thinks should trend. The magic happens when Claude merges sources no human researcher would casually combine, like blending ideas from 2 very different philosophy books into a single thesis about AI and human agency. In his demo, Ethan asks Claude to merge highlights from The Spirit of Hope and Think on these things into one argument about AI as a tool for cultivating awareness, not numbing it. The system cross-references passages about existential uncertainty with meditations on attention and thought. The output is a non-obvious claim you will not find in a stock 10 AI hack script. This is the payoff. Every hook, outline, and call to action is anchored in his real intellectual history, so the content sounds like a human who has actually read and wrestled with ideas. Now, zoom into the content creation assembly line. First, the hook generation agent raids the Content Intelligence Vault. It looks at top-performing YouTube intros, short-form patterns from Instagram and TikTok, and previously ranked hooks. Then it spits out candidates labeled with patterns like curiosity gap, you versus them framing, or high-stakes promise, each with a short rationale. Suddenly, you are not guessing your hook. You are choosing from a menu of moves that already worked in the wild. Next, the script structure agent turns that hook into a scaffold. It builds sections like cold open, context, story beats, value delivery, objection handling, and call to action. For YouTube, it optimizes for retention arcs and early callbacks. For newsletters, it leans into narrative flow and scannable subheads. Crucially, it pulls from analyzed transcripts in the vault, copying pacing tricks like promise, proof, payoff that have already kept real viewers from bouncing in the first 30 seconds. Once the skeleton is locked, the copywriting agent starts filling it in. Ethan wired it with frameworks from modern creators like Dan Koh's 2-Hour Writer and classics like Attention, Interest, Desire, Action, and Problem, Agitate, Solution. It turns bullet points into punchy paragraphs, sharp transitions, and concrete examples. At the same time, the Vibe marketing agent plays brand bouncer, checking sentence length, jargon level, and how often he references his own results, then rewriting anything that feels robotic or hypey. Behind all of this, Claude is not just answering prompts. It is running the show as a workflow orchestrator. Inside Claude Code, the model reads a high-level schema of the pipeline, then spins up specialized agents like a director assigning scenes to different crews. Plan mode makes this visible. Before anything runs, Claude lays out a step-by-step map, which tools it will call, what data it will pull from Notion or Readwise, and exactly where you will review or approve. You are still in the loop, but you are no longer doing the driving. Model context protocols are the secret plumbing that make this possible. Instead of hard-coding every API into a custom backend, MCPs give Claude structured, permissioned access to tools and data from inside the coding environment. YouTube analytics, live web search, Instagram and TikTok trend feeds, Notion databases, Readwise highlights, all become just another context source the agents can query. The result is a content workflow where research turns into a data pipeline and gut feel finally has numbers behind it. So what are the real stakes here? If one person with a laptop can run a semi-autonomous content organization, the leverage gap between creators who adopt agents and those who do not is going to explode. The old model was hire a team or burn out trying to do everything yourself. The new model is a co-op between you and an AI swarm. You bring taste, strategy, and values. The agents bring speed, pattern recognition, and tireless execution. This does not mean humans vanish from the loop. In fact, Ethan's whole system is built around human-in-the-loop advantage. He stays as orchestrator, editor, and ethical filter. He decides which trends align with his goals, which hooks feel honest, which claims he is willing to stand behind. The future of content is not you versus your AI. It is you with your AI working as a cooperative studio that lives inside your code editor. If you want to build your first AI agent, you do not have to copy Ethan's entire factory on day one. Start with a single job you hate, like trend research or hook brainstorming, and wrap an agent around that. Use a Notion database as your mini content intelligence vault. Connect one or two tools through model context protocols. Then, as you trust the system, add layers for structure, copy, and vibe. You are not just automating tasks. You are training an invisible junior producer that grows with you. So here is the question I will leave you with. In a world where a single creator can orchestrate an autonomous content factory, what is the real advantage? It is not who types the best prompts. It is who designs the best systems and who brings the most soul into those systems. If you want more deep dives into AI agents, content factories, and human-in-the-loop workflows, hit subscribe. Drop a comment telling me which part of Ethan's setup you want unpacked next.